Dr. Adriana Popescu here with you with another episode of Triumphing Over Trauma, our inspirational video series. And I'm really excited to have with me today as my guest, Zulma Williams. She is the founder of Dragonfly Therapy Services. She's a psychotherapist, inspirational public speaker, and host of Keeping It Real with Zulma, the swearing therapist. Zulma is a leading expert in trauma, anxiety, and depression, and her work helps clients overcome life challenges and step fully into their potential. Welcome, Zulma.
Thank you so much for having me. Such an honor.
Tell us a little bit about your own story and what you have experienced that was traumatic.
Absolutely. So, well, many traumas, but the one I will focus on today. I was born and raised in Buenos Aires, Argentina. I moved to the United States at age 31. At 42, I was working in accounting in a big corporation, and I started thinking about my future. And I was like, not sure I want to do this for another 25 years. So I always had a passion for helping others. And I was like, okay, I want to be a therapist. What do I need to do? I need to go to school. So I started my bachelor's of social work at 42. I graduated at 46. And I was on track to do my master's, do my internship. 6 weeks after graduation, I got diagnosed with breast cancer because life is what happens when you have other plans. So clearly, I took care of my health. I moved back to Argentina to be close to my family. And then I wanted to celebrate my 50th birthday back in Las Vegas. That's what I was living at the time of my diagnosis. And I was like, I asked God for a sign this was the right move. And out of nowhere, I got an email into my personal email because after a few years, you're no longer a student. They deactivate your account at the university saying like, hey, we have the advanced master program back. Do you want to enroll? I was like, yes, I do want to enroll. So I moved back to Las Vegas. I celebrated my 50th birthday. I started my master's, graduated at 51, did my internship. The rest you already mentioned. So if anything, my motto is I had cancer, cancer didn't have me. And that can be applied to any challenge anybody is going through. Because if anything, cancer came to show me how bad I wanted to be a therapist. Because it didn't stop me, it only delayed me, right? And I think that what we go through, our experiences, are not for us. They're for us to process them and then offer them to other people. Like the apple tree, the apples are not for the tree, are for the people who are passing by, right? Like, so I always say, we're either happy or we're learning something. So it's like, whatever challenge any of our viewers is going through, why will this challenge be different of all the other challenges that you have experienced in your life? Right? It's like, I think we are the CEO of our life. Our brain is one part, but we are I'm the CEO of Zulma, you are the CEO of Dr. Adriana. It's like, why is it that we are paying so much attention to the brain, who is a naysayer, and is like, oh my God, like everything it's a catastrophe. And it's like, look at your own life. You overcame challenges that at the time you were going through those challenges, you had no fucking idea how you want to come out of it.
Right.
Because a lot of times it's like, oh, I want to have all the answers. You didn't have all the answers at that time. And somehow you made it. Right?
So for you, on your journey to healing, what did you find most helpful?
Community. I didn't do it alone. I had my therapist, which was paramount in my recovery. I had my family. I had the support from the community. I started going to cancer support groups. And it was like, oh, she gets me because she is going through the same shit. right? Like, so it's like, we don't have to do it alone.
Mm-hmm.
In my family, support was great, and my friend support was great. And at the same time, all this other support from professionals, from other people going through the same stuff, was so helpful, because there were things I didn't tell my family
Mm-hmm.
because they were overwhelmed by me. I was the first one in my family to have cancer. And it's like, oh, like, not sure what to say or what to do. I lost a lot of friends because I had a cancer diagnosis, because they didn't know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I think that we need to have like different support systems, because all together, it's not for one person
Mm-hmm.
to be the support, right? Like, so it's like my friends gave me something that my support group didn't give me, but my support group gave me something that my friends couldn't give me.
Right.
Right.
I think that's so important to diversify, right? And have multiple sources of support. And so many people who go through challenges or traumas, they don't have any. They're doing it alone,
Right.
either because they think they have to, they don't feel that they can rely on anyone, or there's this mentality sometimes, I think, especially here in the US, of I'll tough it out myself. I'll do it on my own. Um, and you work with folks who I'm sure have that as well. What would you say to someone who's in that, no, no one would understand. I have to do this alone. I can do it. And
Right. That simply because you can take a punch doesn't mean that you live in the ring.
mm,
Right. So it's
yeah,
like, can you do it alone? Yes. But why would you?
right.
Right. My therapist was, and I'm a therapist, I go to therapy. I think that all of us who are in the helping profession, and when I tell clients like, oh, my therapist, they're like, you go to therapy? Like, yeah, I'm human first and
Yes.
therapy second, right?
Yeah.
My therapist kept me so grounded. And
Hmm.
I think that there is this stigma about therapy, like, I'm not crazy. And it's like, no, therapy is not for crazy people.
Hmm.
Therapy, my therapist keeps me grounded. She offers that neutral perspective that a friend cannot give you. Oh, I have friends. Yeah, well, a friend will be biased toward you.
Hmm.
Oh, poor you. Like, I never tell my clients, oh, poor you. I see trauma as an opportunity to help,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So it's like, oh, but it's, I keep repeating the pattern, and I keep going to, like, I just change faces to the same abusive partner or whatever it might be. Okay, a friend will be like, oh, that motherfucker. A therapist will be like, okay, but let's
Mm.
talk about why do you keep changing faces, but the pattern is the same, right? Like, so it's like to hold you accountable, not
Yes.
to point fingers, but to
Mhm.
help you realize, oh, I am repeating a pattern, right?
Yes. Well, I think that helps us move out of victim consciousness, right? Which is such an important conversation when working with trauma, is people tend to, some people especially, will tend to feel victimized. This thing happened to me. I am powerless over it, which really does not help you to cope with it or to feel that you even can overcome it. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up, because when I first got the diagnosis, I was like, why me? Right. And then I started thinking, I don't have children, but my mom was alive at that time, and I have my mom. I have my mom. I have a sister. I have nieces. I have girlfriends, and I started thinking, if it wasn't me, would I have preferred that it was one of them who got the diagnosis?
Mm.
And the answer was no. So I changed the question from why me to why not me,
Mm.
and that took me out of the victim mentality. And
Yes.
now that the question is like, why not me? I have a decision to make. I
Hmm.
can sit in the corner and cry until I'm dead, or I stand up and fight. Well, spoiler alert, here I am, right? But the
Yeah.
thing is that and I always mention, I don't have children, but like anything you are going through and you are asking why me, would you prefer that it was your child? who
Mm-hmm.
had that issue? And the answer is always no.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think that asking those hard questions help us move away from the victim mentality, because
Yeah.
now I have a choice.
Yes. And also it helps with the reframing of it, right? Instead of seeing it as this catastrophic, horrible thing, what can I learn from this? How can I grow?
Absolutely.
How could my experience, this is now we're talking a little bit about post-traumatic growth, right? But like, how can my experience help others?
Absolutely.
If you hadn't gone through what you'd gone through, you probably wouldn't be doing the work that you're doing today as you're doing it, right?
Absolutely. I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Because if anything, again, like having survived this makes me like I'm so authentic. That's why I swear, because to me, bad words are violence and abuse and hunger and war. Those are bad words, not the ones that I use.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I'm not asking permission anymore. Right.
Yeah.
I'm a recovered people pleaser. Like, no, I am the swearing therapist. If you have a problem with me swearing, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
the therapist for you. And I'm
Right.
okay with that. Right.
Yeah.
Like, so, and I asked you before we start recording, is it okay if I swear? Because I want to be respectful of the host and the audience. But is in my own practice, like I will say fuck. I'm not gonna say oh fudge. Like that's not who I am, right?
Yeah.
Like so, if anything, that helped me be more authentic, and I
Yeah.
just bring myself
Yeah.
to the therapeutic relationship, and I think that that is 80% of making progress, right? Like if we had to be guarded, if I don't earn your trust, we are not gonna get anywhere.
Right. Vulnerability, authenticity. What else do you think helped you or might help someone else who's going through a trauma, a challenge of some sort? I mean, there's tons of it in the world right now. What else?
Yes. So, one thing that I always say in my podcast is if you woke up today, that means that your mission in life is not complete. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you're going to come on the other side of the challenge you're currently facing. I think that it's important to recognize that the secret is not in not falling, is in not remaining on the ground. So you fall 7 times, you get up 8.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
to start realizing, as I said before, that this is not for me. This is for me to process and to give a message to someone else. What is the message? We all have a message that we are the only ones who can give to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like part of moving away from the victim mentality is asking, like, instead of why me, what is it that I'm learning from this that I can share with others?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, exactly. That's why we're here having this conversation. Um,
Right.
so I have one last question for you, which is, what does triumphing over trauma mean to you?
To me, it means that I didn't give up.
Mm.
Because there were hard days, right? Like where I didn't have this attitude to like, but it's to remember that I'm having a bad day today, but it's today. Tomorrow might be different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if I can keep pushing through today, I have hope that tomorrow might be different. And if one day is too much for me to handle, can I push through the next hour?
Mm-hmm.
And if 1 hour is too much, can I push whatever the fuck I'm going through? Can I push through the next 15 minutes? Because if we break it down to 15 minutes increments, we can do anything for 15 minutes. You
That's true.
rinse and repeat, right? Like, it's like, to me, is that giving up was not an option. It was an option, but I never considered it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm here today. And I think that all of us who are here, we didn't give up.
That's
right?
it.
We wouldn't be walking, because if the first time we fell down as a baby, taking our first step, we were like, no, walking is not for me. So we that have the resiliency, and it's I think that is our duty to remember that and connect with that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Zulma, if people want to find out more about you, your work, your podcast, where do they go?
So my website is dragonflytherapyservices.net, and my Instagram is at the swearing therapist. So they can find me there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing your story, your inspiration, your wisdom with us. Thank you, audience, for tuning in today. If you know someone who might benefit from this video, please do share it with them. Post it somewhere on socials, subscribe, rate, review, whatever, all the things that help us get this information out there in the world. And we'll see you next time on Triumphing Over Trauma.